I started coding 5 years ago. Now I recently sold my first website for 20,000 euros. This is how I got here. My coding journey started when I was 8 while playing Minecraft. It was the first game I ever played and dragged me into gaming. However, the idea to actually start to code and write your own programs and games only came 4 years later. When I was 12, I had the idea of making an Android app. I did this in Java and Android Studio. Even though I didn't know anything about coding, the idea of making pixels change based on what you program really amazed me. My first app idea was a Notes app. The whole code for the app was completely copied from tutorials and the app wasn't any good. Also, I didn't actually understand what it did, so it had more and more weird bugs the more features I added. Since the app had way too many features I didn't even understand and used many programming concepts I didn't understand, at some point I quit. At that point I thought about quitting coding completely because I didn't think that I was able to actually achieve something. After I quit the app, I didn't code for another 5 months. That was until I got a better computer and finally was able to play GTA. The game world of Los Santos really amazed me and inspired me to make games by myself. At that point I ran into another issue. I thought I could make my own GTA. I thought maybe I wouldn't be able to complete it fast, but if I just added all the features along the way, at some point I would have my own GTA. Of course, that didn't work out. I didn't acknowledge that GTA was developed by thousands of developers with a budget of hundreds of millions. At that time I didn't get that. And that's why I just downloaded Unity because I heard of it as a game engine and started watching some tutorials just following along. However, this time I actually tried to understand the code and I actually understood the code. I started programming the game and actually made some progress, implementing some NPCs, driving car system, and just basically made a little zombie game. However, at some point I recognized that I wasn't able to make the next GTA. After that project, I knew that the next project had to be a little bit smaller in scope. So I wanted to kind of clone Fall Guys, but add my own touch to it. I made a parkour game. I actually spent a lot of time on that game and I'm still kind of proud about it because I actually was able to implement multiplayer mostly by myself, not using too many tutorials. Anyways, since the game was just a Fall Guys clone, it didn't really have any potential. After I had completed that game, I released it on itch.io, but it didn't get lots of attention. A few months later, August of last year, I wanted to make my first website. My idea was to create a guess the rank website. That's a game where you see clips of other people playing and then have to guess their rank. Since I didn't have any prior JavaScript, HTML and CSS knowledge, I didn't know how to actually code that website, but with the help of some tutorials I was able to put it together. Also, my father helped me with the backend since he also has a website himself. Then I started promoting the website and it really got some traction. At some point I had thousands of visitors every day on the site, and I was really happy about the success. In March of this year, someone reached out to me and wanted to buy the website and I sold it for 22,000 euros. After that success, I wanted to make the next website. And this time I had the idea of creating a Guess the Age website. This is a game where you see pictures of random people and then have to guess their age. But I also wanted to offer some other features. So for example, in my website you could upload your own picture, then see how people guessed your age. And that's the point where I'm at right now. This coding journey really showed me that I'm able to accomplish a lot of things if I just put a lot of work in it. It's now 5 years since I wrote the first line of code and I'm still very motivated. And now I'm even thinking about maybe going into computer science after school. If you want to check out my projects, I link them all in the description and I hope to see you soon. Don't forget to hit subscribe.